Right, buddy, this is the press conference reaction. Every word from Ruben Amorim's press conference. He talked about Mason Mount, Rashford available for this game, and also some other very interesting points. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe if you are new. And let's get straight into it. So we started off by talking about, obviously, the injury update at Manchester United. Have you got any idea how long Mason Mount might be out? He says several weeks. I don't know the exact date, but it's going to be for long. And that's it. It's part of football and you continue. Listen, I think Mason Mount should be someone who will be leaving should be leaving Manchester United this summer. If Ineos have talked about how ruthless they want to be, he's not a player who should be starting at Manchester United. We just can't keep him fit. And listen, he's a very good player. Very talented, works hard. But ultimately, he can't catch a break. Constant injuries. We've criticised other players for having lots of injuries and not being reliable. And ultimately, I think he is one of them. Unfortunately, as much as we've seen his quality and we've seen him develop, number 7 shirt, £60 million. Is he that sort of signing that you said have worked out? No, I think it's a very, very poor signing. Very frustrating. I think he is a good player, but we can't keep him fit, and that is the main issue. Availability is the best ability, and ultimately he's not available enough. As I said, I thought he'd be someone who would thrive under Amorim, and he still can, but he's just not fit and can't play a regular amount of games, so I would keep him out, and I would look at selling him. Several weeks is a big concern. Marcus Rashford, he said he's available. He said, of course, he can play. He wasn't left out today. It was nothing to do with disciplinary. He said it's the same thing. It will be the same thing. He was then asked, can I talk about what you're most encouraged by, just about the sparring going forward to this game, what you're encouraged with your team, and what you're most concerned about, what you need to fix quickest going into the game at the weekend. He said, I think we are improving near the opponent's box. We had some games that we are near the box, but without a real threat. You could see some things different. He's talking about the Spurs game, and you can see that we can shoot. We are near the goal and you can feel it. You really feel it. I think it's a good thing in our team. Feel our team is faster and pressing more. The physicality is improving, the understanding of the game. And you can see it by controlling of the game, and you see it more, especially in the game. But also in the last game, you understand more about the opposition and the movement that we should do. So there are a lot of things, but today it's hard to think of good things. We are out, so let's focus on the next competition. Obviously, he did the presser after the game against Spurs. Listen, obviously he's going to be frustrated, but there are positives. As I said, I think the way that some players are brought into the system has been really good. The likes of Ahmad. I think Ahmad's someone who's excelled. Mazraoui, I mean, he's been excellent every game he's played in. I thought defensively, the defence really was the biggest change. Fantastic. I thought Xerxes, he's looked okay. Ahmad obviously is the obvious one. So yeah, that's that. He was then talked about, obviously, with Mason Mount being out for a while, it means other players need to step up. He played Anthony tonight. He obviously, this game against Spurs again, he had a tricky time at United throughout his career so far. But what have you liked? What have you seen from him so far? And what are you hoping to get more out of him? He said he lacks confidence. If you remember Anthony, and I played against him in Ajax, he lacks a little bit of confidence to go one-on-one, so he will improve. But he's working really hard, and he's trying to be displaying more inside than outside, especially in the game. And he just has to do that, to work really hard, and I will happily help him to be a better player. Listen, that's very exciting. On Anthony, listen, I think he will leave, and I don't think he's someone in the long-term plan for Ruben Amorim. But Ruben Amorim has to work with every player he has available, and he is one of them. Whether that be right wing back, inside, you can't play him in the inside forward. If Anthony's to have some sort of career at Manchester United, it would either be left wing back or right wing back in that defensive position, because in that final third he's very poor. So for me, Anthony's best position for me would be right wing back. He works hard, he can put crosses in, defends well, and obviously Amorim does like a left-footed right wing back, and ultimately I think he is the one. Now he's just on Mason again. I think he's only played like 33 out of 78 for the club. We'll use this period now where he's out to try and get the bottom of why he's had so many injuries. He said, no, it's not. That's not my department. What I can tell you is to help Mason, to teach him how to play our game when he's recovering, try and use that time for him to think in different things. Then, I think the worst part is if we don't have time to train like we should do, and when you're recovering from a lot of injuries. So we are always travelling. We have to win games, training. We don't have the team all together. And this is really hard to recreate the game before they come to the game. And you can see with Lindelof, Victor Lindelof was recovering. They trained really well. We push him, we make the sprints. that he should do before to come to a game, but the game is a completely different world, so they have to have more time to train. It's really hard. We try to manage them with rotation, but even with rotation, it's really hard to have all the squad. So with Mason Mount, we're going to help him. It's really hard for the player to be out for so long, and he's trying really hard, the same as Anthony. If they try really hard, we help them to the end. Listen, Mason Mount hasn't played enough games for Manchester United. I've talked about it there. He will be someone that for me should be out, one of the first players out of the door, to be honest with you. I think Shaw, Lindelof, these sort of players should be players Manchester United to get rid of as soon as we can, because they run a lot of money and we can't afford to bring players who are not going to play. And ultimately, yes, we love Mason Mount, but the deal hasn't worked and other players as well should leave. This just feels like quite a while since he played at Old Trafford. How much are you looking forward to sort of being back there? And you lost last time. How sort of eager are you to make the place a fortress again? So yes, it was really hard. The Forest game is obviously hard to lose the game and the way that we lost it in. I'm always looking forward to hear that song and to play out with our fans and try to put some happiness in their lives, because today was really tough for them, for sure. You talked about 3 games, another game 3 days, another game 3 days. What would you like to do with more time? What would you like your players to do that you can't do at the moment? You said training. That's simple. Because we are rotating players, when you rotate players, it's really hard to work in every connection. If you're always working with a different guy next to you in more or less the same position, it's really hard to work on that connection. And we start in the middle of the season, and we already know, so if I have more time, we will use it to train, that's all. And ultimately, it's correct. Listen, the team barely have any training sessions. Yes, we have only 3 days between games where we're travelling, we're coming back from places. Some players are out injured, we have to recover. And ultimately, that is the most disappointing thing, because he hasn't had enough now. Just on kind of the sort of break. Listen, we play Bournemouth on Sunday. Then we have Wolves. Then we have Newcastle. Then we have a week off. Then there's a week between that Liverpool game and the Arsenal game on the 12th of January. So there will be opportunities for Manchester United that will come. And I'm just excited. But listen, I want to see that Amorim identity. I think this game against Bournemouth is very interesting. I'm excited. I'm hoping we can win the game. It's a big game for Manchester United. A game that you want to see us win, and a game I think we can win. Bournemouth, yes, they're a decent side, but they definitely do have their weaknesses. Manchester United at our home should use the crowd to their advantage. But let me know your thoughts. Leave a like, comment, subscribe if you are new. Thank you for watching. Hope you did enjoy. Peace.